Hi, my name is Nolan. I'm a real estate agent at Windermere, and today we're doing the first episode of our city spotlight, and we're starting in my hometown, Bremerton. Okay, so if you've been doing your research, you may know some of this already, but just want to give a quick kind of overview of the land as we start to zoom in closer and closer to our neighborhoods. So here's a zoomed out look. Bremerton is right over here. Seattle is right here. As you can see, the Olympic National Park is really close to us. Within an hour, 2-hour drive, you can be into some really beautiful areas. And as we go into some of our neighborhoods, you'll see a lot of the Olympic mountains in the background of these shots. And that's something I think that we really appreciate over here in Bremerton, is really beautiful views of the Olympic National Park. You'll notice that there is a ferry that goes over to Seattle right from downtown Bremerton. There's a big ferry that you can take your car on, takes you about an hour to get across. There's also a fast ferry that's just a walk on, takes about 30 minutes to get across. And you can also drive around. If you come out through Bremerton, drive through Port Orchard, hop on Highway 16, down here through Gig Harbor to the Tacoma Narrows Bridge and into Tacoma. This would be about a 35-minute drive from Bremerton. And then from Tacoma, head up I-5 north, and that can take you all the way into downtown Seattle. And then zooming back in closer to Bremerton, you may know this already, but we have what we call East Bremerton on this side, and we have what's called West Bremerton on this side. Separated by the Port Narrows is what they call that through here. And we have the Warren Avenue Bridge, or the Manette Bridge, that kind of connect the two sides of town. And then we have what we call Dyes Inlet in here. So as you can see, we have a lot of waterfront all the way around here. So water views and views of the Olympic Mountains are very common here. Really beautiful, something that we all really appreciate. Zooming in a little bit closer, I'll point out the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard is right here. And this is a huge employer in the area, and it takes up a large amount of the waterfront there, as you can see. And I'd say about between 3 and 4 o'clock, most people get off work there, so there is some traffic to note. Most notably, I would say coming out this way on Highway 3 around the corner through Gorst onto 16 and into Port Orchard. Heading this way in the afternoon can get pretty backed up. If you're coming from a big city, it's not terrible traffic, but can slow you up 15-20 minutes, something like that. And then coming back in the other way in the morning, Highway 16 coming around the corner of Gorst, people heading into the shipyard for work. So that's just something to note. If you prefer to avoid the traffic, then you'll probably want to set yourself up so that you don't have to commute around this corner in the commuting hours. Okay, so let's dive a little deeper into each of the neighborhoods. I'm going to start with kind of West Bremerton as a whole. You can see we've got Kitsap Lake over here, which we will get to. We've got Rocky Point out here, Marine Drive. These are really popular areas. Chico and Erland's Point. These are very popular. Also Tracyton, very popular. Manette is down here, another popular neighborhood. But we're going to start right in downtown Bremerton, and then we're going to kind of take a look at West Bremerton as a whole. This is really the heart of West Bremerton here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So taking a look at our pocket stats and looking at West Bremerton right here, as I'm trying to highlight, you can see we have 41 current active listings there in West Bremerton. The average sale price is $425,000, just a little bit under. And the average list price $426,000, pretty close. And the average days on market are 46, and then 4 went pending this week. So it gives us a little bit of an overview of kind of this area and what we're looking at. Let's take a closer look and start downtown. So here's the Manette Bridge over to the right that we spoke about. And then as we're panning over to the left here, this is downtown Bremerton. And this is the Bremerton Marina that you can see there. You can see the Olympic Mountains in the background. And then as we get a little further over, you can see the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard off there to the left. And then this is zooming in a little closer to downtown. These are some condos, some really great condos right downtown, if that's of interest to you. This is looking even closer. The street that we can see here is 4th Street, and they're currently doing construction on what they're calling Quincy Square, named after Quincy Jones, and it should be a pretty cool little spot to hang out. And then this is coming over that Manette Bridge, looking just a little bit over to the other side of West Bremerton. Those are some apartments right there. If you're maybe not in the market, there's a nice unit of apartments there with a really pretty view on the other side looking out Mount Rainier. But this is looking into kind of the heart of West Bremerton. And over here is where you're going to find some of the more affordable houses in Bremerton. This is looking at it from the other side. The Manette Bridge would be off to the left. And then there's a really good look at the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard and how big it spans. Taking a look back at the map to keep reference here. Here's the Manette Bridge and the shipyard here. This was that heart of West Bremerton that we were looking at. This little strip right here is Callow Avenue, and there are some more little shops and a few little bakeries and things like that down here. And then there's a big Safeway here. And this is that Safeway, as you can see down on the left. And then this is just looking right down that Callow Avenue. And like I said, there's some shops down there, a little bit to do. And then if we look up on the hill, just to the right, this is Navy Yard City. And this is one of the more affordable places in Bremerton. If you're looking for a lower priced home, maybe something in the 400 range, maybe even a little under. And then if you pop up around this corner, this comes down Kitsap Way. And there's a lot of McDonald's and Burger King and gas stations, all that stuff. There's a lot going on right here along this strip. And then this is Oyster Bay here. So let's take a look at that. This is just coming up the hill from Callow there. And this is a good look right down Kitsap Way. Again, lots of auto parts, all that going on right there. Zooming out a little bit wider. There you can see that Oyster Bay there in the background. And then looking back at the map, kind of come over to this side of West Bremerton. This is the Warren Avenue Bridge. So let's take a look crossing this bridge and coming into this side of town. And here we are crossing the bridge. And again, this area in West Bremerton is where you're going to find some of the more affordable houses. And then here we're taking a look at Olympic Community College right there. That's their campus. And then in the background with the red roof and the football field, that's Bremerton High School. And then you can see all the neighborhoods around it. And then this is Evergreen Park, which is right there next to Olympic College. You can see the Warren Avenue Bridge to the right. Really cool park. They have a boat launch there, so it's a great spot to drop your boat if you have one. And a really cool little neighborhood there. This is CJ's Evergreen Store, a cool little store to get a sandwich. And then coming back to the map, if we kind of jump up price range here, we'll look at a nicer area. As we come over here, this is where we were here, Olympic College right there. Safeway down here on Callow, and then if you kind of come over this way, come down Rocky Point and Marine Drive. The price point's going to go up a lot. Some really beautiful waterfront homes if you're in the market for something like that. Let's take a little look at that. And so here we are out on the water. Off to the left here is Tracyton, and then over to the right, what we see there is Rocky Point. And like I said, there's some really beautiful waterfront homes. Kind of zooming in there, taking a look at some of them at the end of Rocky Point there. And then this is a little higher up, that's Rocky Point there on the far left. And then Marine Drive is coming out over there on the right. And that little bay in between the two is called Mud Bay. Now as we pan over here, this is Erlin's Point. And then as we get a little bit further over, you're going to start to see Chico over in the background. Along the water there in the very back, that's Chico. And then again, there's our Olympic mountain range. And then this is looking at that Erlin's Point, a little tighter view, and a little tighter view in over looking at Chico. Some of these really great waterfront homes all over the place. And then of course, some beautiful views of the Olympics. And then back here to the map, Rocky Point here, Kitsap Way here. If you kind of come this way, pop out here, this is that Kitsap Lake that we spoke about. Let's just take a quick look at that. And this is a really popular lake in the summer. Lots of boating there, wakeboarding, water skiing, wake surfing, inner tubing, all that kind of stuff going on here in the summer. It's a fun lake to go hang out at. Okay, and I think that's a good just overview look at West Bremerton. There's a lot more details and nuances, of course, but I think that gives you a good starting point. So now let's work our way over into East Bremerton. And if we take this same Warren Avenue Bridge, it's going to turn into Wheaton Way up here. And this is going to be where a lot of your shopping, Fred Meyer, also known as Kroger, and then McDonald's and Popeyes and grocery stores and all kinds of stuff here along this Wheaton Way corridor. So let's go ahead and have a look, and let's start at East Bremerton. So starting again with our pocket stats, looking at East Bremerton here, fairly close to West Bremerton, but a little bit higher. The average sale price is $446, about $20,000 higher, and average list price about $448, pretty close there. There's 30 active on the market right now, and they average about 48 days on the market. Let's take a closer look. And so this is coming across that Warren Avenue Bridge into East Bremerton. See some condos down there on the left. We do have some great waterfront condos around. And then this is starting, there's SARS on your right, a big grocery store. Starting down the Wheaton Way corridor, to the right you see the Bremerton Community Gym and also the Boys and Girls Club. And then off to the left we can see a neighborhood there. It's a pretty nice neighborhood. This is up just to the right behind SARS, kind of a closer look at some of the homes there. And we're probably talking around low fours to low fives price range for these homes here, just for some point of reference. And then if we take a look over back across the street at those homes that we just saw, this is across from that grocery store SARS. There's another nice neighborhood down there. Right, there's a Crown Hill Elementary right down there. And these homes are typically around the fours. And then coming back to the map for reference, looking here into this East Bremerton area, we can see Rolling Hills Golf Course is up here. Right over here would be, we have our Walmart over here. And then this is Fairgrounds Road that runs out to the Kitsap County Fairgrounds. And this whole area is kind of known as the Fairgrounds neighborhood. So let's take a little closer look into this area. And this is that Walmart I was talking about, kind of looking over to the west of Wheaton Way. And all behind that is the Fairgrounds neighborhood. And then as we look over to the other side of Wheaton Way, this is Rolling Hills and another big residential area up there. I would say homes typically 425 to 550 range, somewhere in there depending how big and how nice. And then back at the map here, here's that Rolling Hills Golf Course we just saw. If you come down the hill from there, there's an area called Illahee, and we have Illahee State Park, which is a really great state park to go hang out at. They have a big dock there. Could do some swimming occasionally when it's warm enough in the summer, and all kinds of hiking, and there's also camping there. So this is a really cool park. And then most of this area around here in the Illahee area, homes are probably between 500 and 600 average, but they can go up, from there quite a bit, depending if you have water views, water access, maybe 700, 800, kind of in that neighborhood, but a little higher priced homes over here. And then as we pop over across this way, over into Tracyton, these two are a little higher priced, probably similar to that in Illahee, maybe a little bit higher, pretty close I'd say really. So this is the Tracyton area. This is also a really cool and pretty popular area. Let's go take a look at that. Okay, and this is similar to what we saw before. Tracyton there on the left, Rocky Point on the right. This is the little opening right before Dyes Inlet. So that's Tracyton there on your left. And then this is a look at it kind of coming in from behind Tracyton, out facing toward the water, toward the west. Again, really nice neighborhood here, pretty popular. And then this is, there's a little boat launch, kind of a public area to go hang out. Really pretty, really quiet down there. Lots of marine life to go watch and enjoy. And then this is kind of looking up on the hill. This is over kind of close to Lions Park. Looking over, Lions Park will be on your left. So you're looking over to the right of Lions Park, and up on the hill, these great houses with really beautiful views. And last but not least, one of the more popular neighborhoods in Bremerton is Manette, and that's right down here. Let's work our way in there. So this is that Illahee State Park, and come down here, and this is in Manette. There's on 11th Street, there's some restaurants, little shops, Salvatore Bakeries, really good. Larry and Christie's Donuts is a popular spot, so there's definitely some fun little stuff here. And these houses around here are walkable to this, so that's something that a lot of people like. And then we've got our little Bachman Park with a great little gazebo down there. So let's go take a look at Manette. And so here's going over the Manette Bridge, heading into Manette on East Bremerton. And a little closer here, this is the Boat Shed restaurant, really a popular spot to go grab dinner, lunch, anytime, but especially in the summer on the dock. And then that's looking up down 11th Street. A lot of the homes here are built 20s, 30s, 40s, but there's getting to be a lot more new homes as well. So there's a good mixture of older homes with character and new homes as well. And then this is a look at Bachman Park. Some shots I got at sunrise there. Got a really cool gazebo, and it's really a great place to go watch some marine life and just be at peace. And there we have it for the City Spotlight of Bremerton. I hope that this video was somewhat helpful for you. I know, like I said before, there's a lot more details that you might be interested in, and feel free to reach out with those. But for now, at least I hope this gives you a good overview and a good starting point for where you like and where maybe you don't like. If you have any other general questions about the community or any real estate questions, I would be more than happy to help you. Please feel free to reach out at any time. Have an awesome day.